my unit and I are executing a mission, it's important that we gather as much intelligence as possible. We've been able to intercept some top-tier level high-value targets thanks to information from INSCOM.
And within support of INSCOM, we have been able to kind of crawl, walk, run methodology of training our intel warfighters with a live feed into the Afghanistan theater of operation.
30 years from now, when the history of the war we're in is written, I can guarantee that INSCOM's contributions will be similar to that of the Enigma machine from World War II. Things that INSCOM soldiers are doing today are key to successful operations in Afghanistan and Iraq.
INSCOM conducts multidiscipline intelligence operations and computer network operations in support of combatant commanders and Army commanders around the world. With 15,000 soldiers and civilians dispersed at 180 locations in 30 different countries, the sun never sets on INSCOM.
We're the Army's one-stop shop for intel. The Army force that brings intelligence down to the tactical user, and from that tactical level all the way up to national consumers.
All of us have to become more relevant to today's fight while we continue to provide that long-term analytic overwatch. And no one does that better, in my view, than INSCOM.
INSCOM filled a critical need when it provided our unit with the GRIPS communication package. It enabled our military intelligence unit teams and SIGINT teams to pass intelligence information in minutes instead of hours.
This relevant and accurate training strategy that INSCOM has really facilitated has really brought the capability for the 4th Stryker Brigade, I think, at a much higher level.
Across every discipline, whether it's counterintelligence, signals intelligence, or human intelligence, INSCOM soldiers are there collecting and producing intelligence that is relevant to the commanders. Not just the tactical commanders in the forward formations, but also to the consumers of strategic intelligence, our national decision makers, both in the military and the national command.
At any given time, a lot of INSCOM soldiers are deployed. But at the same time, everyone else in INSCOM is engaged in the fight every day. Our signals intelligence soldiers at places like Georgia, Texas, and Hawaii are locked in a struggle with the enemies and potential enemies of the United States.
With an ever-increasing reliance on computers and networks, the threats from cyberspace are growing at a phenomenal rate. To operationalize cyber, the requirement for an intelligence brigade tailored to this unique environment was identified. In support of the U.S. Army Cyber Command, building this organization is an INSCOM priority. Emphasis on the recruitment, development, and retention of cryptologic network warfare experts will ensure the Army has the capability and capacity to counter the efforts of our adversaries.
We can send an email, it gets back here at the speed of light. So the information, the intelligence that they provide us, extremely valuable.
Clearly after 9/11, we realized that information and intelligence needed to be shared very rapidly. Not just amongst the intelligence agencies themselves, but pushed out where relevant to commanders with forward forces out in the field. So one of INSCOM's most important and enduring contributions since the war began was to put an architecture in place so that we could flatten the networks and provide Army commanders forward with access to the intelligence produced in the national agencies.
INSCOM has people who work in all of the major national level agencies: the NSA, the NGA, the CIA, and the DIA. This command, more than any other, is well positioned to meet the future challenges of an Army in transition. Stationed around the world, our 5 theater military intelligence brigades provide dedicated multidiscipline intelligence support to Army service component commanders and serve as the combatant commanders' ground and irregular warfare centers of excellence. The depth of target knowledge that our soldiers and civilians in these units possess will be crucial in helping the greater force achieve regional expertise as part of Army 2020.
There's biometric analysis, which has clearly come into its own in these wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Also, similarly, MASN has really come to the forefront and made significant contributions, particularly as we look at force protection and providing intelligence that aids our forces that are moving around the battle space. And then finally, I would say, that intelligence is gained from the cyber domain. Huge contributions that have clearly made a difference to our commanders.
More than at any other time in our history, that soldier on patrol has greater access to intelligence that's relevant, timely, and essential to the success of his mission.
We had one situation where we had about a mid-level facilitator inside of the greater Baghdad area that we were able to accurately target where he was located. And it was like playing chess. He would make a move, we would make a move. And the intelligence that was coming in allowed us to outmaneuver him. As soon as he saw us, he basically put his head down and it's like, wow, I can't believe that you guys got me.
In this day and age, one of the biggest challenges that we face is simply the pace of change, both with the technology and the conditions that we find with the enemy in the theater. As a result, we're constantly upgrading the equipment, the tools, and the advanced skill training that we provide to ensure that our intelligence formations arrive in theater with the right skills, the right equipment to remain on the forward edge.
The Foundry program is about bringing multidiscipline, strategic, and operational expertise to the tactical level, so that those soldiers are on the same level as INSCOM in performing intelligence tasks. This forward-thinking strategy allows soldiers around the world to not only gain access to special certifications, but advanced intelligence skills training. Through an increased intelligence readiness operational capability, all MI soldiers will have access to daily live environment opportunities. As we strive to be good stewards of the nation's resources, we must ensure that every military intelligence soldier is actively engaged in the fight against a complex and adaptive enemy, whether they are deployed or back at home station. The end state will be a military intelligence professional, better prepared for deployment, possessing greater functional and regional expertise, and more closely linked to the broader intelligence community.
Iraq has been the best training opportunity that I've seen. It is a program that bridges the baseline skills we've learned out of Foundry and moved it into a live training feed.
We're constantly reassessing and reevaluating what our commanders need to succeed on the battlefield today. I'm very proud of INSCOM's ability to anticipate and respond to evolving requirements. That INSCOM has and continues to provide SIGINT biometrics and cyber solutions in a matter of days and weeks, not months and years, is very significant and has been critical to our success, not just in Iraq and Afghanistan, but in other theaters around the world.
After a review of the lessons learned from the Fort Hood incident in November 2009, the Army acknowledged that it needed to change the focus of counterintelligence awareness and reporting from purely an espionage standpoint to the potential terrorist-associated insider threat. INSCOM is leading the development of a robust and effective threat awareness and reporting program, which is essential in training each member of the Army team to recognize the behaviors and indicators associated with self-radicalization and how we report it. Countering the emerging terrorist threats while remaining vigilant to espionage can only be achieved through increased education and a close sharing of counterintelligence-related information, not only across the Army, but the greater intelligence community.
I think when you look at where we are today and where we're going to go, the intelligence challenges that we face are only going to grow more complex and will require greater cohesion, greater interoperability across our intelligence community. In this effort, INSCOM has and will provide the enabling layer to allow our commanders and our warfighters in the field to gain access to the intelligence and technology that's available in the greater intelligence community. And with this, answer the critical questions and ultimately survive and succeed on the battlefield.
In a post-9/11 environment, we all seek to become more agile, more adaptable, more transparent amongst our activities and with our customers. And I don't see any piece of that intelligence community being more proactive, more forward-leaning, more innovative than INSCOM.
Our unit was augmented with signals intelligence collection teams sourced out of INSCOM. They arrived well-trained and properly equipped and were able to seamlessly integrate into our operations. These teams were instrumental in identifying, locating, and removing insurgent leadership from the battlefield, which disrupted enemy operations and ultimately saved the lives of Americans and our allies.